Hey friends, listen, real briefly, I want to talk to my parents of prodigals about how we cleanse our heart. And this is just something that I'm working on, and I'm sure somebody else can benefit from this. But when you're talking about like a series of months, years of this whole life of dealing with a prodigal, right? Because oftentimes it's not just, a couple weeks. It's usually a long stretch of time, right? And with that, as one can expect, you are going to have emotions. You're going to have resentment. You're going to have anger and frustration and hurt and disappointment and unforgiveness and all of these things, right? And I know for myself recently, I've felt like I've already dealt with this on many different levels. But for whatever reason, there was just, I feel like something kind of bubbled to the surface lately, and it was just God letting me know I got to deal with this, right? There was residue, there's hidden pockets of anger and unforgiveness that I know he just needs to work with that on. And so it's one of those things that I know we don't really ever want to talk about because, first of all, who's going to listen, right? Most people are fed up anyway with your prodigal, so they're not going to be necessarily the best sounding board or the best voice of reason. So, friends, I just encourage us as we go through this process, especially those friends of mine that are of faith, is the first stop is going to be, God, Father, please help. Number one, scan my heart. Scan my heart, bring to the surface those unresolved emotions, feelings, just any residue from over the weeks, months, years that I need to deal with, that you need to deal with me on, and help show me that, number one. It's okay. It's pure. Bring it to the surface so we can purify that, right? Don't feel ashamed that you are feeling that, right? You're human, right? And so allow God to bring that to the surface. Two, ask God for strategies on how to deliver you from that, how to work through that in a healthy way, but in a way that is going to create resolve, okay? Because the worst thing we can do is stuff our feelings, pretend that it's not there, because God is a purifier, God is a transformer, God wants us to be healed from our emotions. And especially the scars. Sometimes there are deep scars that we have to contend with, and we want to come from a pure place when we are dealing with our prodigal as well. So God wants to heal those broken pieces in us, and He is always